I'm Rahm, co-author of the Recovering from Mental Illness blog at healthyplace.com. My daughter turned 2 years old last week, and this past weekend we threw her a huge birthday party. As my daughter got closer and closer to that 2-year mark, people began to ask us if we're going to have any more kids. My first reaction was, I can't believe people would be so forward and ask us that question. Several months ago, I posted an article about my experience becoming a mother with a mental illness. I'd like to talk a little bit more about it because there's just so much you need to take into consideration when you have a mental illness and you want to have a baby. If my husband and I have a second baby, at least this time we have more information because we've been through it before, but there's still so many things to think about. Obviously, you need to think about your medication. I took my medication throughout my pregnancy, but that's not the case for everyone. I just did what works for me. It was a high-risk pregnancy. I had more doctor's appointments and more tests, and my labor was induced to control my medication levels during childbirth because of the fluid loss. One thing I didn't see coming was I had pretty bad morning sickness. For most women, the morning sickness clears up around the second trimester, but for me, I was sick throughout my entire pregnancy. I missed a lot of work, which was really stressful. Plus, I had a really difficult time keeping my pills down. Fortunately, I didn't have any symptoms while I was pregnant, but I really found it surprising that I didn't. After the baby came, motherhood was even more stressful. I'm very fortunate because I have a lot of help and support from my family. But since becoming a mother, I've struggled with depression and anxiety, but I have really great treatment providers, and I felt pretty good for the past few months. One very stressful thing you need to think about is the financial aspect of having a baby. We're very fortunate because our family is able to help us. Sometimes my dad shows up with a box of diapers or a gift card to the grocery store, and that's been a huge help. Babies are really expensive, and I think struggling financially can be one of the hardest things to deal with. So that can have an enormous impact on your mental health. So, with all things considered, will we have another baby? I would say probably, but just not quite yet. Thanks, guys.